Alright, you guys, this is episode 14. And before I get to talking about episode 14, I got two things to say. One is that my mother just came in taking our dog like from back from the vet, and I didn't think she was coming back sooner. After short takes up 7 times of the video, that last take was 35 minutes. 35 minutes. And she just had to make sounds back there, and I didn't want to spoil her. I didn't want to spoil her with these if I want to show her the videos. And she didn't even care about her just taking the dog in, and she was just having and also that she was busy having the trauma stuff about the vet, and if what's gonna happen to our pet. And yeah, but yeah, I'm not that angry, but this is just how I talk. But I'm just gonna have to write a letter. It's like her day is coming. I'm still gonna write a letter to my uncle and my aunt-in-law about this. But that will make my day better and that will make me feel like I need to make this episode. And also that Red Diamond, I forgot about what Red Diamond said. No, not said. I actually forgot to realize that me and Andrew were saying that she actually has lava powers to like. No, I did say lava powers earlier, but what I mean is that she actually can use her lava powers to melt the bubble of Stevens. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because you will see when I talk about Red Diamond and the lava melting bubble later. But now, let's get to episode 14. At the temple, Steven sits down on the couch, and Pearl and Garnet were standing behind the table telling Steven about something. Garnet was saying this: Steven, Pearl Diamond is still out there. And still out there to chase after her daughter and her former mistress. She has been a threat to you ever since the first place. And then Steven was saying, I know what she was doing. I know the bad things, and I know what we have seen her do in the past, but she's my friend, and I do not want to ever think about having her defeated again. I'm trying to protect her, and next time she comes, she can be our guest, and we can keep her custody for her own good, and I can be friends with her again. And I can still talk to her as a friend, is what I meant to say about Steven, what Steven was saying. And then Pearl was saying, Steven, you got to listen to us, okay? If we don't stop that diamond and others, that they could probably come and kill us all. And Steven said, well, you're forgetting about Diamond, and she's an anti. And Pearl said, oh yes, I know with the antis, but Steven, just in case. Like, you must find a way to redeem with those diamonds. And then Steven was just what was Steven saying next? Steven then said, like I said, she is our guest. And if you got a problem with that, deal with it. I'm not going to talk about this. I ain't going to have time for this. I'm going to leave. And then or no, I don't think Steven would say I don't have time for this, but actually, an idea like Steven then decides to and then figures out where Pearl Diamond is at, and he figures that she is alone on her planet again, and then Steven decides to go up to the warp pad Garnet and Pearl just saying, "Steven, where are you going?" And then he didn't answer. He was just going there. And then Pearl Diamond is seen sitting down on the rock on the ground, or on a little hill, like it's like a shape as an ant hill. Steven then appears from the warp pad, and then Pearl Diamond said, "Why are you here?" And then Steven said, Pearl Diamond, or no, Steven's a diamond, he would say this. Purple, I've come to warn you. And then Pearl Diamond said, "Of what? Is this another one of your poofing ideas again? Is this another one of your capturing poofing ideas again? Is this another one of you and your friends poofing and capturing ideas again?" Like she's saying it like that, and Steven said, "No. I'm come to warn you that this could be the final straw with the crystal gems, that I'm that I'm trying to be here to help you and trying to save you." And then Pearl Diamond would be like, "Yeah, well, why didn't you try to do that earlier?" And Steven said, "I did try to do that, but you were constantly killing people, and you were constantly going after others and gems that had never done anything really to you. That's why your daughter and your mistress had left you." And then Pearl Diamond then was saying that, "So what do you want to really do here? What's the plan? Like, what's the plan that I need to promise you with?" Is what she was saying, is what Pearl Diamond was saying. And then Steven was saying that, "I'm gonna need you to, stay calm, and please behave, and do not ever try to, kill anyone again in front of them, at least not in front of Garnet and Pearl, because they're trying to do something to you for the final time, and we're probably never going to talk to each other as friends again, since, unlike me, I am half human, and I could die, and you are a full pure gem, and you are a pure gem, and pure gems can't die from natural causes. Purple, I'm more than your friend. I'm the only thing that stands between you and destruction. Why is your friend still trying to stop me?" Steven said, I'm not gonna say said like the other episodes that I'm doing, but Steven then said, it's because that they think that you and the other diamonds will still come after us and try to kill us. And fight with us again. And then Pearl Diamond saying, "Why do you think fighting is bad when you and your friends fought with me a few times and you guys do not even care about it?" And then Steven said, We have to protect our people and protect others from other planets, even other planets like yours. I'm the only one that's trying to protect you, Purple." And then Pearl Diamond was saying, "How can you try to protect me when I am a massacre?" Or she would say, How would you try to protect me when I am a massacred diamond?" And, but Steven would be like, don't worry, I'll try something. I'll try a good idea, or just put you like in a giant bubble, and we'll roll ourselves out at the temple, and I'll bring you to a safer place rather than this lonely planet for your own safety. And there could be a palace there with nobody there, and you could be safe there on that planet, on whatever planet. And then Brother Lemons would say that, Han, um, I'm glad that you are saying that, but I think it is time we find a different set of subjects. My different subject is that you and the others have always been mean to me, and especially when Lapis smirked at me and she acted all cocky to me when she was over the ocean powers. And I know I was, but I didn't mean to be cocky. And and well, you see, Pearl Diamond is a hypocrite. She just says stuff. She actually does do it, even when she denies the truth and contradicts herself. Pearl Diamond then says, "I contradict things, and what I see most of my life is that gems attack me, and that even though I have two minds in my head, I just don't know how to remove it, and I cannot remove it. I was born with it. I was born with them too, and I can't help it." And Steven said, "Of course you can help it. I'm your best friend. Remember that?" "Yes. And I promised you I won't that and oh actually Pearl Diamond would also say that, yeah, well, Connie and Garnet also mean to me by poofing me, and whoever else, probably the same people that would poof me, or how else will, whatever, I'm gonna act in my gemstone that I'm gonna be mad over who was poofing me, or I would not even if I don't have time looking at them, I would still be mad about it." Then Steven said to Pearl Diamond, "You gotta let go of that stuff in the past, Purple, because it just doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you choose to be now." And Purple Diamond decided, had an idea about saying this. "You know what? I think I know what to choose." And then she walks to the warp pad, and Steven be like, where are you going and what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm going to another planet, not on Earth." And then Steven said, uh, "You better not kill anyone." "No, I'm not going to." "Then what are you going to do, really?" "I'm going to see my daughter and my mistress, and then come back to talk to you. I promise." And then she leaves, and goes to the warpad and tries to, and then keeps the lie that she is actually going to kill those two gems that she had known for a long time. Steven then trusted her before. Yeah, Steven actually did trusted her before she went to the warpad. I don't know why I'm saying then, because I already did say that she left, so. But I'm still gonna put it there, like, before she had left. But anyway, we get to the scene where he comes back, to the temple. And then Garnet and Pearl were just sitting down, and then they look at Steven, and they get up, and Garnet saying that, "Where were you at?" said Garnet. "Oh, oops, said Garnet. Well, you know what, it doesn't matter. But, Pearl," and then Pearl's like, it better not be that monster, that murderer again." that had murdered these people on the island. I don't know if Pearl would say any of that, but Steven then answered Garnet's question about, I was with Purple. And Garnet said, and then somehow she's not with you? To destroy us? And then Steven would be like, what did he say? He said that, I told you that Pearl Diamond is not really a threat to us. I'm telling you that she is nice as of now. And Pearl said, as of now? And Steven like, yes. And also that, and I think, and she's gonna see her daughter and her former maid, and they're probably having a fun time there right now before Purple Diamond gets there. They probably have a fun time while they were away from Hemimorphite's mother. And then Garnet was saying that, Steven, she probably lied to you, and she probably lied to you. No, I'm gonna start this over. Steven, she probably lied to you, and she's gonna go and kill them. Just so she can have her revenge for what they have done for leaving her. It's quite obvious, and it's simple. And Steven's saying that, no, I don't believe you. I will not fall for that stuff again. And then then Steven just sits down, reads the book, and then Pearl just Steven, and while she was saying Steven, and then Steven was like, now leave me. And then they leave him, and then meanwhile, Kunzite and Blue Hemimorphite are having a fun time. Blue Hemimorphite be like, oh my god, this is so fun. You are like my stepmother. Because you look like my mother. And Kunzite be like, I'm your fun stepmother, and I'm better than your mother. And Blue Hemimorphite, I got a question. Yes? Do you think that we care about leaving your mother at all? Then they were thinking, and they were both saying, nah. I'm pretty sure she doesn't mind either, said her daughter. And then, speaking of her daughter, she was saying, I have an idea, let's go to the casino. But how can we get there? And Kunzite said, oh, don't worry. Before I get to meet you guys, I was here, and the vehicle that's coming, you will be having your you will have your mind blown. Or you'll have your empty mind blown. I don't know, that sounds like a good line to say, but, and then a futuristic realistic limousine shows up, and then Blue Hemimorphite was amazed about this. Oh my god, ain't she pretty? I haven't seen this thing in a long time. It's better than what I remembered. And Blue Hemimorphite be like, and then Kunzite be like, and Blue Hemimorphite be like, oh my god, it looks amazing. Or she's saying, it looks cool. And then Kunzite would say, now hop in, let's have some fun with each other. And then Blue Hemimorphite said, yeah! And then they went to the casino. While they were on their way to casino, Purple Diamond Den goes through, from dimension, not dimensions, from tries to, go from as many warpaths as she could. She's like, I don't know about many now, while they're going to the casino. She left, minutes ago. She left her planet minutes ago. But she said to herself, I must have revenge. These two have left me. And now, I must try to finish my duty. And then she tries to continue going through warpads. Then, meanwhile, Garnet and Pearl were talking. Pearl was saying to Garnet, Garnet, I have an idea. What is it, Pearl? What if we keep it a secret? And we trick Steven, and he doesn't notice until recently that finds out that we will kill Purple Diamond. Once and for all, and for good. And Garnet be like, Pearl, don't you think that we're gonna end up like Purple? And like what Bismuth said, you don't want to like at least, like, she doesn't, like, it's not necessary to shatter. Bismuth stated that. And then Pearl was saying that, oh, but this is a very dangerous diamond. And she killed all those loved ones and the families. We must have their justice. We must give them their justice. Instead of just bringing her to court. And then Garnet would be like, I don't know where you're going with this, but that sounds like a good and a sacrificing idea. And then they both nod their heads. And then they start to go they're planning on to go to Steven. And while Pearl Diamond is going through warpads, Steven, warpads, we get back to the two gems, Kunzite and Blue Heavy Morphite, which they arrived at the casino, and Kunzite is like, oh my god, this is also better than what I remember. And Blue Heavy Morphite, they're like, oh my goodness, I've never seen it before. I've never seen a casino before or anything like this. Oh my god, this is better than this poor planet that we had to live on. I know. Let's go play some games. Yes, let's do this. And then they start playing games. Back at the temple, Steven then Steven then was interrupted and disturbed by Garnet and Pearl when they go in the door, while Steven is sitting down on the couch and holding on a magazine. But it's not a magazine like what you're thinking. But, Garnet and Pearl saying this. Pearl was saying to Steven, Steven? Yes, Pearl? We had an idea about Pearl Diamond when she gets here, and hopefully this will make you feel better. After we stop her, we will not poof her. And Steven will be like, oh, thank you for saying that. She is a diamond buddy of mine. We're both diamond buddies. I just hope she's doing alright. And Garnet be like, oh yeah, indeed, I hope she is doing alright. And she is being sarcastic, Garnet is. And then they winked at each other. And then Steven be like, you guys, I'll talk to you guys later. I gotta go do some other things. I got a lot of jobs to do because, I'm older now. And then Pearl be like, okay then, go ahead and do that. And then Pearl will be like, oh my god, I can't believe Steven actually fell for that. And then Gar's like, I know. Oh, I can't wait to see this. And then Purple Diamond, and then meanwhile, the two gems were having fun at the casino. They had these, mallets, and they had these, hammers and money, gemstones, like shards, and they would win all that stuff, but they wouldn't eat them, and, like, it's not the type of thing, like, and then when uh, well, they don't even probably know what eating is, but, since they lived on that planet for many millenniums, especially Kunzite, since she hasn't even when she had lived on that planet. Oh yes, that is her old planet that she lived on. She apparently didn't know what gems eating is, like still not knowing what that is, but they're playing games, and even that whack-a-moles and the hammer thing. It's like that machine where Steven was in the temple, where Steven was using that hammer, and Sugalite was like saying, "You ain't nothing," and it's like that bell they ring. I don't know what that. I forgot what that thing is called. Um, but I don't have time to look that up. I got a story to talk about. But I don't even have time to pause this because I gotta focus on flipping over the video, and also that I just worry about this video ending. But there's a lot of stuff there's like half of more things, or at least less than half more things I would talk about in this episode that Steven that was then working and be like working at somewhere and working with making working with Greg and having his car wash, or maybe whatever he is, I don't know. Um, Greg is probably not in this episode, but then no, Greg is not in. It's just Garnet and Pearl planned that. Mm-hmm. But Steven just said to himself, Pearl Diamond, I hope you are. I hope you promised me about this. And then Pearl Diamond. The next scene, Pearl Diamond had found a way, and she found like a screen and show that what's and see what gems are on, and she finds her daughter and her mistress on the planet, and then she decides to go there. But what I did not tell you guys, that's just the birds chirping, but what I did not tell you guys is that Pearl Diamond actually does have some kind of sneaky shadow powers, like shadow sneak. I don't know if it's like ghost type moves, but she would like basically go like it's like portals, like and like shadows, like she would go down and she would go up, and it's like dark magic. It's like how she would make her own spear, and she even has a futuristic tank that's what she used. She ran them over. That's how she mostly killed them. She shot them with the laser of the tank, and that's how she killed the humans there on the beach. And even other gens, like she would run them over. And imagine seeing that, like in person. And that's what she was doing during those fights. But when she went on that planet, she was doing that shadow sneak thing, whatever it is. That's what me and Andrew were talking about. Andrew came up with those ideas. It would easily help her find those two gems, and kill them once and for all. And just you know what I'm saying, just so she can quickly get this over with. And then when she arrived and finally found them, Kunzite then looked at Pearl Diamond and she'd be like, Blue Amy Moore, if I look behind you, and she'll be like, and then Pearl Diamond like pulls out her gun, and Blue Amy Moore said, Mother? And Pearl Diamond said, you two had left me behind. How devastating. And then Kunzite then said, yeah, how devastating that you have killed all those loved ones and all those people, like whatever how she says it, like that's what she was saying back to Pearl Diamond. And now Pearl Diamond was like saying, now I'm going to end this once and for all. And then one of them would be like, we'll see about that. And then so then Erline pulls out her, then uses her guns. Blue Heavy Marfite lifts up everyone runs away. They lifted up the rocks and the heavy rocks and tries to crush her with it, but then missed, because remember, she's very shadowy. She would go down, she would go down, like, and go up, like, oh, that's a good idea. She's like, it's time to play real whack-a-mole. And she would slam the boulder down, and she would keep missing. Like, and she's like the hamster diamond. And, or weasel diamond, if you would say that. But, and then Kunzai would use her magic to use weapons and attack Pearl, and try to attack Pearl Diamond with it. Or they possibly attacked her, and they possibly would have fight with her in the past. But like just to keep her together and try to keep her calm. But this time they don't care about that anymore. And now, and then when she was using a Chow Sneak, Pearl Diamond then gunned her down, and then Blue Hemi Morphied. It was before Blue Hemi Morphied looked at Kunzai and she said, "Kunzai, no!" And then she died. And then she was sad. And then Blue Hemi Morphied said, "Okay, mother, you win. You can do whatever you want to me. You can go ahead and kill me. I want to see my friend in the afterlife already." And then Pearl Diamond then said, "A deal is a deal then." And then she kills off her own daughter and then leaves. And then she went back to her lonely planet and she's saying that, "Oh wow, that was fun. But I feel like that I'm regretting something." Nah, I'm sure I'm fine with that. I'm just gonna go sit down on the rock and think of plans, and then I'll finally get up when I think of when I'll finally be ready to go back to Earth and finish my duty and finish what I should have done in the first place with the crystal gems. And everyone else there. She began to sit there. When Steven came back, like, "Hey, I'm back. Well, you got any news about Pearl Diamond?" Or, no, I don't think he would say that. I think he would come in and Garnet would say that, "Steven, I think we have bad news to talk about." And then Steven said, "No, I don't want to hear any bad news about it. It's about Pearl Diamond again. I just know it is. I just feel it." "Steven, we just have reported news from the ones on that planet. Something tragic has happened." "Yes, Steven, you really need to listen to this." And Steven be like, "No. Is it... just at least tell me if this has something to do with Pearl Diamond." And then Garnet said, "Yes, it is." Oh my god, I knew it. "Well, but I know she wouldn't kill them. It was probably some enemy over there. Probably try to save them." And then Garnet said, "There is no lie or any evidence about other gems attacking them. This is obviously Purple Diamond. And she has probably have Den try to fight with them." Like, she would say something like that. And then Pearl would be like, and then Steven said that, and then Garnet would be like something like this: "Steven, I think that we need to have the last straw of this. I say she shall be done with." And then Steven said that, "I'm in the middle of this conversation that I don't want to hear about. And the only ones that can protect me from Pearl Diamond anyway is you two and the other friends." And then Steven would sit down somewhere, probably on the steps, and say that, "I want Purple Diamond back to me. Or, I want Purple Diamond back with me." And Pearl will be like, "Steven, I think you really need to know about this news." And then Steven just stands up and just puts his hands on his head, like, or across his arms, be like, "Well, Go ahead. All right, then. Go tell me the news about it. Garnet then walks to Stephen, and he's saying that or maybe she would stand there and just tell him that Blue Heavy Morphite and Coonside were killed by Purple Diamond. Stephen was then shocked and surprised about this. And then Garnet was saying that I've done everything for your Stephen. I've done everything for your safety, Stephen. Purple Diamond is a liar. And then Stephen just stands there, and then he'd be like, she acted like she was telling me the truth. I guess we have no choice then. I guess we're gonna have to fight with her. As long as you promised me that we won't poof her. And then Pearl said, yes, I promised that we won't do that. Okay then. And then we get to the scene where Pearl Diamond is just sitting there, still thinking. And then Stephen, Garnet, and Pearl just have come up with the plans of what to do with Pearl Diamond. And have any plans, any ideas. And while that was going on, while they were setting up for the fight, they were waiting for her. They were just standing for that warpad while that was happening. Then at the Lonely Planet, Pearl Diamond then gets up and then she says to herself, "Well, I'm finally ready to go ahead and finish my job." Then she walks up to the warpad and then looks back to her planet and she says, "Goodbye. Goodbye again, my planet, my home planet. Goodbye again, my home planet. For now." And then she goes to the warpad. And then it's like entering music. Like we have this, the music then starts playing about entering music about then like it is coming, like Purple Diamond is then coming. And then they wait, and then the music stops when the last of the music was playing when she appears in the warpad, and when she finishes appearing from the warpad, the music stops, and then she goes down from the steps and she looks at them like, "Oh wow, looks like this whole time you guys have already set this up for me." And then they go ahead and fight without saying anything. After a moment of just standing there, they were fighting, and then they were fighting to the Pearl's room, which you'll understand about that later. This is a good idea about this. And Stephen be like, "I'm sorry, Pearl Diamond, but this is for your own good." And then as they were fighting, be like, I can't believe this is almost over when I finally do this. And then after a long fight, then what happened was, then her and Pearl were having that spear fight again. But then this time, like, she poofs Pearl. Or maybe that in that other episode, that I get to have an idea of Pearl poofing her with a spear, because as her having revenge on Pearl, that's a good idea. She poofs Pearl, but then the room starts falling. And then Stephen takes her gemstone, and then they run, and then Stephen said, "Come on, Purple. Come on, follow with us." And then Pearl runs because she's desperate at trying to kill them. But then Garnet and Stephen, after Garnet was letting Stephen out of that room, Garnet then was out of the room quickly, and also quickly shutting the door in front of Pearl Diamond. Then she falls down in the darkness to her death, while screaming. And then Stephen gets angry at Garnet, and he tries to beat her up and tries to punch her and tries to get her down, like, and then Stephen be like, "Oh my, DU, oh my, I can't believe You be like the long BASTRD word, or yeah, that word, and then he'd be like, the whole time you guys have set a lie to me and a trap over trying to kill Pearl Diamond. And then he sat down on the couch and going like, she was going to kill you, Stephen. I was trying to keep her for safety and giving her another chance. And now I'm not gonna have that chance again. And then that's the sound of him crying. And then while Garnet was putting Pearl's gemstone on the table, Garnet was then telling Stephen that, I'm sorry, Stephen. I had to let you listen to us over the lie. We had to kill her. There was no other way. There was no other way we can redeem her. There was no other way that we can change her mindset. And a full, good mindset. But it had to be done. She is quite removed from this earth, Stephen. And Stephen then continues to cry. Then the next scene, Pearl then recovers and then goes up to the steps of Stephen's old room as he was sitting down, and Pearl will be like, So you have recovered, said Stephen. And Pearl said, yes. I got surprised and shocked at what happened to your best friend. But I'm sorry for bringing her to nowhere where gems cannot be anywhere. There's no afterlife for them since gems have no souls. Pearl would say, we gems have no souls. And then Stephen said, you are wrong. There is an afterlife there, and I know, and hopefully she is not in the underworld. She's out there being happy and reuniting with her family member and her mistress friend once again. And possibly Jesus and God have fixed her mindset and made her good entirely. So Pearl, do not hurt my feelings over telling me that there is no soul. And then Pearl leaves Stephen be. And with a moment of silence, since she doesn't want to bother Stephen. And then Stephen continues to cry and yells because this was a diamond that had changed his life after Pink Diamond's death, and this was kind of making me sad when I'm doing this video, and it's kind of giving me tears. Like, the tears in the inside is not popping out, really. But that is it for this episode, and oh my god, that's the longest one I've been talking about. And it's probably the longest video I've been doing on my YouTube channel. So anyways, stay tuned for more diamonds being defeated.